Hello everyone, welcome to the session on compilers. In this session, we'll be discussing about conversion of regular expression into NFA. In this session, we will see how to convert a regular expression into non-deterministic finite automata by using appropriate algorithm. Also, we will see one example of the given regular expression and we will obtain the NFA for the given regular expression. Friends, as you know that you are viewing this session on my YouTube channel, Learn with Prakash Kanade, and subscribe to the channel to see many videos on the subjects of electronics and computer science. So let us start the session how to convert a given regular expression into non-deterministic finite automata. We know that a token has a certain structure and the structure of the token can be described by a regular expression. So it is necessary that whenever theoretically we describe the structure of the token by the regular expression, then we need to convert the given regular expression into finite automata. Now we know that we can write the regular expression for any given token such as identifier, operator, keyword, or the different symbols that are used in the programming languages. And we can easily convert the given regular expression into finite automata, where as we know that the finite automata is a model and for which we can write the computer programs. So the steps for the conversion of the regular expression into finite automata are like this. So whenever you have been given a regular expression, then initially it is necessary to convert the given regular expression into non-deterministic finite automata or NFA. But we know that in NFA, there can be epsilon transition or there can be transition from one state to the two different states on the same input symbol. And therefore, for NFAs, we cannot write computer programs. And therefore, it is necessary to convert the NFA into DFA, that is deterministic finite automata. In DFA, there is no epsilon transition as well as there is no transition to the two different states on the same input symbol. And therefore, it is possible that we can write computer programs for DFA. But it is also possible that you can minimize the number of the states of the DFA. And such DFA is being called as the optimized DFA. So once you obtain the optimized DFA, then it is quite possible that you can write the appropriate computer program by using any computer language. So the regular expression can be easily converted into NFA, but the regular expression need to follow the following properties. That is, every regular expression, there is an unique final state. Also, the final state has no successor and the other state has at least one successor. So if these properties are followed, then it is possible that we can convert the regular expression into NFA. Now the algorithm that is being used for the conversion of a regular expression into NFA is being called as a Thompson's construction. So now we will discuss what are the different steps in the algorithm for the conversion of regular expression into NFA. Now initially at the input, we must be given a regular expression R, and we know that every regular expression is being defined over certain alphabet. Say for example, the alphabets are represented by sigma. Now at the output, we must get an NFA. So as I told you, NFA is just nothing but a kind of transition diagram. So at the output, we must get the NFA N, and it should accept the same language as denoted by the regular expression. We know that every regular expression will denote a set of the strings. That is, every regular expression will denote a language, and this language must be accepted by the NFA. Now in the method, the first step that we need to do is that we need to divide the given regular expression into sub-expression. It is quite possible that the given regular expression may be a very complex one. And if it is very complex, then it is necessary to break this regular expression into different subconstituent sub-expressions. And for these regular expressions, we go on building the NFX. Now, once we divide the given regular expression into different sub-expressions, then for each sub-expression, we can construct the NFA. And for the construction of the NFA, we need to use the following rules. So the first rule is that suppose your regular expression is there, and suppose your regular expression R is equal to epsilon, that is an empty string. If this is the case, then we can draw the NFA for R as shown here. So here we will have a start state, then we will have a final state, and there will be an age, and this age will be labeled as an epsilon or empty string. Now suppose your regular expression is R is equal to A, where A can be any symbol which belongs to the alphabet sigma. Then in such a case, we can draw the NFA for R as shown over here. So here again, we will have a start state, we will have a final state, and the age will be labeled as the symbol A. Now suppose you have been given a regular expression where the regular expression R is equal to S or T, where S is also a regular expression and T is also a regular expression. In such a case, what we need to do is that initially we need to construct NFA for S, suppose it is NS, and we need to construct NFA for T, suppose it is NT, and then we can construct the NFA for R. Now suppose this is the NFA for S, which will have some start state and some final state. This is the NFA for T, which will have some start state and final state. And then what we will do is that we will add one more state as a start state and one more state as the final state. And then you can find that from the start state, we have an epsilon transition to the first state of the NFA NS. And also we will have epsilon transition to the first state of the NT. And the final states of the NS and NT will have an epsilon transition to the new created final state. So this will be the NFA for the given regular expression S or T. So we know that this is an alternation operation, and therefore either we will follow the path of NS or we will follow the path of NT. Now suppose we have been given a regular expression R is equal to S into T. If this is the case and S and T are the regular expressions, then initially we will construct the NFA for NS, and then we will construct the NFA for T and T, and then we can construct the NFA for R. Now this is the NFA for S, suppose NS. So its initial state will become the initial state for the regular expression R. The final state of NS will get merged with the initial state of NT, and the final state of T, that is NT, will become the final state for the regular expression R. So as this operation is there, this is a concatenation operation, and therefore we have to follow the path of NS followed by the path of NT. Now suppose we have been given a regular expression R is equal to closure of S, where S is also a regular expression. In such a case, we can construct the NFA for S, that is NS, and then we can construct the NFA for R. So here, suppose this is the NFA for S, that is NS, which will have initial state and final state. Then we will add one more state at the start and one more state at the end. This will be our new final state. And then we will add an epsilon transition from the start state to the first state of NFA S. We will have an epsilon transition from the start state to the final state. We will have an epsilon transition from the last state of the NFA S to the first state of the NFA S, and which will be labeled as an epsilon. So closure operation, we know that it is 0 or more number of times. So whenever we start from the start and we go on epsilon to the final state, it means 0, or we can have many number of times appearance of NS. Now suppose you have been given a regular expression R is equal to bracket of S. In this case, the language denoted by R, that is LR, is the same as the language denoted by S, LS, and therefore there will be no difference for the NFA of R and S. That is, the NFA for R and R is equal to the NFA for S, that is NS. So by using these different rules, it is possible that we can construct the NFA for any given regular expression. Now we will go for an example. Suppose we have been given a simple regular expression R is equal to closure of A or B followed by A. Now the first step what we need to do is that we have to divide this given regular expression into different sub-expressions. So we can divide this given regular expression into sub-expressions such as R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6, and R7, where R1 is A, R2 is B, R3 is R1 or R2, R4 is bracket of R3, R5 is closure operation of R4, R6 is A, and R7 is R5 into R6. Now we can go on constructing the NFA for each regular expression. So NFA for R1 can be drawn as shown over here. So we will have the start state and then the final state, and the age will be labeled as A. Now here we have added this number 2 and 3 because we know that there are certain stages which are going to appear before 2. If you are not sure, then you can keep this state number blank and later on you can modify this state number. Now similarly, we can construct the NFA for R2 where R2 is B only, and therefore we can construct the NFA start, then the age will be labeled as B, and then there will be a final state numbered as 5. Now R3, we know that it is an OR operation, and therefore according to the algorithm, we can construct the NFA for R3 as we will write the NFA for R1, NFA for R2, then we will add one more state here and one more final state over here, and these ages will be labeled as epsilon. Now we know that the R4 is bracket of R3, and therefore we can say that the NFA for R4 is the same as the NFA for R3. Now we can go for the construction of the NFA for R5 where it is a closure operation, and therefore we will write the NFA for R4 first of all, then we will add one state here initially, then one state in the final, and then we will mark the ages by epsilon. So from 0 to 1 you can go on epsilon, from 0 to 7 you can go on epsilon, and from 6 to 1 you can go on the transition of epsilon. So we need to follow exactly the steps that are given in the Thompson's construction algorithm, and by obeying those steps we can draw the NFA for any given regular expression. Now R6 is just nothing but A, and therefore we can draw the NFA for from initial state to the final state where age is labeled as A. Now here we have marked this state as 7 dash because we know that this state is going to be merged with another state, and therefore this is being marked as 7 dash. Now we can draw the NFA for R7 where R7 is just nothing but concatenation operation of R6 and R5, and therefore we can draw the NFA as shown in the diagram where we will draw initially the NFA for R5 and then we will add an NFA for R6, and one can easily observe that once we start from the state 0, then on epsilon we can go to the state 7, and from 7 to the 8 the age will be labeled as an A. So this NFA will give us the NFA for the given regular expression. Now let us see one C program and let us check for its output. Now this is a simple C program which is being written in order to determine some functionalities of the lexical analyzer. Now suppose in this C program what we are doing is that we are determining if the input character is operator or not. So this is a prototype program where we have inputted certain characters such as plus, minus, star, slash, greater than, less than, and whenever the input character is one of these types, then this function will return the true value, otherwise the function will return the false value. Now, in the main function, what we are doing that we are reading the character, and here in this case, the character is plus, and therefore when the character is plus, then we know that it is already there in the function, and therefore the function will return a true value, and therefore we will print the message that plus is an operator. Now, if we input some other character, then this message will not be there. So this is a prototype C program which will explain us how the different functionalities of the lexical analysis process can be implemented by using the programming language. So whenever you execute this program, that is whenever you type this program by using any online C compiler, then you can run this program by using the run button, and then you will find that the message will be printed that plus is a operator. So thank you friends for viewing the session. Hopefully you have understood the algorithm regarding how to construct the regular expression into NFA. Thank you all for viewing the session.